Members of the Hindu community, the Indian diaspora in Canada, is clearly concerned with the threats that are being faced by them, that are being thrown at them by Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, who is based in Canada and is the chief of the propaganda extremist group Sikhs for Justice. Now, the Hindu Forum in Canada has sent out a legal request to the Canadian Prime Minister. The Hindu Forum is urging Trudeau to act against Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. The Hindu Forum has said, and I quote an excerpt from their statement, Trudeau must stop hate against Hindus. Remember, there was a targeted hate statement that was sent out by Pannun, who clearly has his share of support, and it actually could encourage many other Khalistani extremists to start targeting the Indian community members, specifically the Hindus. And to that, Hindu Forum has said, we are deeply concerned and do not spread hate against members of the Hindu community. Let's go across to Aneesha Mathur for the latest on that. Aneesha, any sort of statement right now by the Khalistani groups cannot be taken lightly because it is going to spread like wildfire. There are Khalistani extremists who have shelter in Canada, and to say clearly for Hindus to leave Canada, to not be here anymore, is deeply concerning. What are you picking up about? What forum is this? What have they said, and have they directly written to the Prime Minister?
Well, this is a letter that has been sent via New York, I beg your pardon, by a Toronto-based group, that Hindu Forum Canada, which has been working in the community for the last 3 or 4 years. We spoke to their lawyer, we spoke to one of their spokespersons with regard to what exactly are the concerns that have been raised, and they very clearly pointed out that the statements that have been made by Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, who is not a Canadian citizen, the statements that were made out while he was outside of Canada, they have very clear ramifications, very clear threat to Canadian citizens and Canadian Hindus, which is something that is a question of concern. They've also pointed out that a lot of political leaders, including people in Trudeau's own party, have pointed out that this is something that is not acceptable even under the Canadian hate speech laws, and that is why now a legal letter has been sent to the Minister of Immigration in Canada, asking them to investigate the matter under Canadian immigration laws, which allow the Canadian government to bar entry to someone who is either accused of a crime or convicted of a crime in a different country, or had they done the action in Canada, they can be considered dangerous to Canadians and then barred from entering the country under the immigration laws. They've also pointed out that what Pannun has said, and this is something that their lawyer also clarified to us on an interview, that the Canadian law itself has, while allowing for a very, very great freedom of speech, still has a very strict interpretation of hate speech and any speech that incites hatred or violence towards identifiable communities.
All the latest on that,
and that
Aneesha.
is why the Hindu
Yes,
Forum.
because here's what Justin Trudeau has said and done. Basically, in trying to just put forth wild allegations and not yet solid evidence against another country who is mentioned in the House of Commons, in the Parliament, he's not only created problems between India and Canada as a diplomatic war, but possibly there are issues now between Hindu and Sikh communities who are living together, considered each other as one, even in Canada, and now there appears to be a bridge that's broken between the communities because of the support to Khalistani extremists in Canada that has come in from the Canadian authorities. Thank you so much for now. Aneesha Mathur is in Canada, and she'll be tracking and checking with all the voices there on the ground.